Now with the Sonic Cell, again, we'll go back to this. With the Sonic Cell, it's not just a sound module. Like I said, it is also an audio interface. So we're actually able to use it to record audio from the MV into Sonic Cell, then right into either running Logic, Cubase, Ableton Live. Any of those will work with it, and it just acts simply as an audio interface through using a USB 2. And it's also a MIDI interface as well, so all the MIDI information can go from a controller in and out through the Sonic Cell right into our recording DAW application. But again, the software that it comes with, this same software that you see here where you can see all 16 channels, this is what you would see if you opened it up as a VST instrument or an audio units instrument within Logic. You can open the Sonic Cell as a plugin and you'll get this software menu inside the DAW application, which now allows you to access all 16 parts of the Sonic Cell within Logic, Cubase, or Ableton Live. You can sequence up to 16 tracks, of course, have control over all the sounds, be able to edit all the sounds through the software without ever touching the actual hardware unit, which is really cool. And once you're done, when you save that session file, when you save that Logic song, that Cubase song, anytime you reopen that song, of course, it opens up the plugin automatically just like it would any normal plugin, and it would zap the Sonic Cell with all the settings for that particular song. So it makes it really, really easy to keep, keep control and keep everything organized within that song, all the sounds that you're using from Sonic Cell. So that's one of the great features about it. It's one of the first sound modules, like a Rompler sound module that actually acts as a full-on plugin. Another thing that's really great about it is its small, compact, portable size. The reason why it's really cool, if you notice, on the back here we have the USB connection here, and this is of course for the computer. Again, it's Mac or PC, and that's what allows it to act as an audio interface. But you notice here we also have another USB slot, and that's for a USB click drive. And the reason why that's there is this is also a media player. And the reason why that's cool is you can actually be out live doing a gig, and if you're kind of like a one-man band, you can have a MIDI controller plugged into the Sonic Cell, and you can pull up your favorite sounds to perform with. And let's say if you're singing lead vocals, you can use a USB click drive to hold WAV, AIF files, and even MP3s. And those files can be either backing tracks of your vocals or just an instrumental track of the song that you wrote. And you can plug that in, and you can actually use the playlist editor. So let me launch that really quick to show you guys. The playlist editor right here that you see allows me to drag and drop my MP3s, AIF files, WAV files into a playlist editor here, where I can organize the order that every song is going to play at. So if I know that I'm going to do a show which contains maybe 6 or 7 songs that I'm performing that night, I can drop the MP3s in for those music beds for each of those songs and order them in the way that I like, and then put it right onto the USB click drive, pop this USB click drive when I get to the show. And notice here on the front you have the standard MIDI file audio player button. So this would actually play all the files directly off that USB click drive and still allow me to access all the sounds through MIDI so that I could play over it in real time. Again, this also does standard MIDI files. I didn't mention that earlier. So you could do, on that USB click drive, you could have WAV files, AIF files, MP3s, and you can also load up standard MIDI files. Those standard MIDI files would then trigger any of the sounds internally of the Sonic Cell and play those back. And you could still, again, play on top of that with 1 or 2 tracks or 1 or 2 parts of a particular sound that you're going to use as a lead or whatever. So it's really, really cool for live performance. On the back, you also notice that you have an XLR Neutrik input, and this actually allows you to connect a full-on studio condenser mic. And this will also provide phantom power for it, so it'll power that condenser mic. It's also a guitar input, and all you got to do is switch the line input here to guitar for a high Z input. And you can run a guitar into here and use all the effects from like our Cosm effects or like our Boss pedals, and all those great guitar multi-effects are all in here in the Sonic Cell, and you can use those as you insert the guitar and run the guitar through those effects for real-time performance on top of whatever's playing off the USB click drive and on top of whatever the piano player is doing. So it's a really cool piece for live again. You still have regular line inputs, so if you want to run say stuff right out of your iPod or anything like that, you can run quarter-inch direct ins, and you can also run audio through there and merge that as well with whatever audio is playing off the USB click drive. So again, on the front here, you notice you have this big panel here. You can also expand the Sonic Cell with 2 SRX boards. So we have a total of 12 SRX cards out right now, and each of them has different sounds. You can get everything from like orchestral sounds to sounds from Asia to like really big acoustic drums to pianos to grand pianos, all the way to the classic electric pianos, which I think is SRX 12, the classic EPs. And SRX 5 is really great for dance music if you're doing hip hop and all that kind of stuff. SRX 5 is really great for all the bass sounds and all that kind of stuff. And again, this can take up to 2 cards, so you can expand it with more sounds as well as all the internal sounds that are already on it. Again, it's really small, it's portable, it's great for taking on a live gig, it fits right in your backpack. And again, you have the USB click drive that you can put on here with, and then of course it's an audio interface and a MIDI interface for your computer, which is Mac or PC. And if you're a PC user, this actually comes with a version of Sonar LE from Cakewalk. So right away you'd have your audio interface for recording, you'd have some software to record into. That's pretty much it. That's how it works, you know, with the MV. It's a really great piece. Right now it's going for about $7.95 at the stores, and again, for all the stuff that you get in it, audio interface, MIDI interface, 16-part multi-timbral sound engine, all the sounds of the Phantom, plus the ability to add 2 SRX cards, USB click drive capability for playing media files. It's a really great steal. It's very compact, and again, if you already have an MV, it's a perfect companion to go along with it to add more sounds to your arsenal. So that's about it. I'm Mike Acosta here at GC Manhattan. Thanks for checking out the video here on Producer's Edge.